Hey everyone, and welcome back to another cozy long play with commentary. Today we're on my mint and orange kidcore island, and we're gonna try to work through a bit of burnout and decorate some fillers and connecting areas. Now, it has been a minute since I've worked on this island, and it's actually been a minute since I recorded as well, so we have quite a few things to work through today. Before we get started though, mandatory little map update, of course. This is what the island currently looks like. It looks almost like it's completed. Trust me, it very much is not. And I will kind of show you around briefly before I will then let you know what, I guess, quote unquote plans I've got for today. Or honestly, you will see this as we tour because it basically starts right at the entrance. So I've been feeling a little bit stuck with this theme and I can't really 100% pinpoint it. Mint is having some issues back there, girl. Aren't we all? So I do think that maybe part of it is just the fact that kidcore is not 100% my comfort zone. I find the freedom of what items to use actually a little bit overwhelming, I think. And so a lot of times when working on this island, I don't really bring the area to kind of completion. And so a lot of times when I work on something, I find myself kind of putting down a couple of starting items like here with this little park, but then never actually finishing the area with all the little details. Okay, the villagers are also kind of blocking all the path things. Okay. The path I absolutely love. It's basically the reason why I wanted to do this island in the first place. And then I do have like some infrastructure things already set up. We have this canal here in the center, a tree that I definitely did not stunt the way I was supposed to, it seems. We do have two houses over here that already have kind of a couple of items, like a sort of flea market. And then you can also see a lot of times just next to the road, I didn't really do anything because I just put down like the basics and then sort of moved on after. We also have this area next to my resident services that's just basically empty. I did do this tiny section just to kind of nail down that aesthetic that I wanted to create. A lot of this actually still can have some cars or other details. Then I worked on this little cafe right here, which is also kind of busy already. It is missing a little bit of a backdrop. I do not think we're gonna get that far today, but yet another area that's sort of incomplete. And then we have a lot of nothing right here. This is basically just the street behind my resident services. My Nook's Cranny is already in place where I wanted, but it hasn't been decorated. Last time I worked on this island was actually also for a long play in which I worked on a neighborhood, and I do like this. It's sort of just supposed to be like a little community neighborhood, and we've got like a little plushie picnic in the center and a couple of plushies with like paint buckets, so they're like kind of coloring the flowers. That's the idea that I have behind it anyways. But I do think also same thing around the edges. I never really, worked on just like finishing those last couple of bits. I think my campsite is over here. I don't think this is perfectly where it's supposed to be, although you know what, it could be just as well because there is some pathing leading here. I actually do not remember. And then if we just go back up to Nook's Cranny and then go past it, you can see a lot of this is very open. I did, however, actually start a little plushy cinema right here, which has like all the basic structures, but none of the details, none of the flowers or shrubs or little snacks perhaps. And then the only other thing that I did was I did the rest of the street, I guess. Like I laid the rest of the street. We have a little frog neighborhood right here. And then just a little bit further past the train is my own house. And then my plan for this island was to actually section or like close it off right here, sort of next to my house. And then if we look at the map, there's going to be a part of this map, so basically this entire section here, that's going to not be accessible in the DA because I wanted to reduce the amount of like tiles I have to decorate and the amount of map space that I have to decorate. But even with all those measures, I have not really been able to lock in. So that's why we're here today, because I feel like sometimes with creative projects like this, it happens that you get a little bit stuck. And, one of the hardest things is to then just kind of to keep going or like to get back into the groove, to kind of sit down and get started again working on an area. And I thought I probably am not the only one who feels like that, even if not necessarily related to Animal Crossing, but I think this can apply to any sort of creative project. So we're gonna do our best today. So I would kind of like to work on a couple of areas that I did already start on before, like this little park here, or also kind of some smaller open areas that are kind of nestled in between areas that I have already decorated, if that makes sense. So like something like this here, or also just the other side of resident services or around the neighborhood. And my hope is that I'm going to sort of get those areas completed, and then it'll make the entire vibe of the island feel a little bit better. That is the hope behind it anyways. I do not know if this is actually gonna end up happening. Now, where do we actually get started? I feel like that's gonna be the hardest part. So part of me wants to complete the entrance kind of feel and work on that park up ahead. I also really dislike the weather so far. So I've locked into 6 different days in June because that's why I kind of want my island to be. And they are all like this. They're all like with very heavy clouds or completely in rain, which I don't like for this kidcore aesthetic. But then I got too frustrated. I was like, let me just log in and get started with this video, because otherwise I'm never gonna do it. And that's not going to help anyone. Okay, so part of me wants to kind of work on that park and the entrance. I'm questioning a little bit whether I really should plant this many trees, or if this is a few too many, if for like the city-esque aesthetic that I'm sort of feeling here, this isn't 100% the right look. But also, I feel like if I now start taking things apart that are already done, that's not gonna get us anywhere either. So why don't we just roll with it? You know, I'm gonna put on my little hat here, my little island designer hat. And then I was briefly thinking about what things I could put here. And I have like a list in my Notion with things that I still want to build on this island, maybe. If like the inspiration strikes. And one of those things was a messy like farm, which I thought of putting here, like a messy carrot farm. But then I remembered, I think it's been a long time now, but I think that was my plan for this here, because I wanted to keep this area relatively flat so as not to block the view of the cafe. So I think we're gonna save the idea for up there. Maybe we can even start planting a couple of vegetables. And then I also remembered I have a custom design for like a bike rental sort of thing, which I think, oh, and also this scooter thing here, which like bike and scooter rental is probably not the worst idea for like next to the plaza, right? I think we're gonna do that. I think we're just gonna lay a couple of custom designs maybe. Sort of like this here, you know, like a little bit of a patchwork thing. But maybe we can also keep it like a tiny little bit more simplistic here with the design that I just had selected, which is like that little stone, like almost like a grayish, but with a bit of a minty tint, I want to say. So I'm gonna actually just go in and lay this like everywhere. And then I think we can still use a couple of other prints and scatter them throughout like a chessboard sort of. And then I think, you know, if we have like a sign that says bike rental and we place a couple of bikes that I, crossing my fingers, really hope exist in the colors that I need, then maybe that's going to be enough for this area, you know? Also, in the meantime, I have worked on an island that I wanted to create in a bit more of a simple way. Like my attempt was to create a relatively simple island. It still ended up being pretty decorated, to be honest, but still a little bit calmer than my usual style, which I now find myself wanting to incorporate with my other islands too. Although then kidcore feels like the perfect island theme to really clutter, you know, like kidcore is really where you can just do any and everything. Maybe that's like the hardest thing for me about this theme, is that there are no restrictions, but that also makes it really hard because you've got almost like no framework to work with, if that makes sense. Like I think oftentimes I kind of find myself trying to, you know, recreate something inspired by real life almost, or like I kind of have like a storyline, I want to say, which that works really well for me personally. So if I've got a sort of storyline and I'm trying to kind of tell a storyline, or I'm trying to kind of tell the story of a character, maybe. I feel like that's making it sound more in-depth than it actually is when I create islands, but yeah, I don't know. This island is kind of lacking that. And now you're probably gonna say, well, you could just try and go with a storyline. Like you could just give your island a storyline. And I agree, but at the same time, I don't know how to do that. I feel like I don't know how to do that. Okay, I definitely see why I used a bunch of trees though, because right here, I want to use another tree because it just will allow me to not have to overthink like item placements, you know? Okay, we're gonna bring a few more custom designs. I think we're gonna do maybe 3 more. This is looking very sad compared to all the other colors around me. But it's okay. We're gonna bring in some more color in between. Now I find that every time fall comes around, a bunch of people are actually restarting their islands to work on like a fall themed island. And I cannot lie, it always makes me want to do the same thing. And this year is no exception. But then I've kind of told myself that I won't just delete unfinished islands again. Because for me, that just never ends well. Like this island, in fact, was also one that I had previously tried before. Like I had tried this mint and orange and I guess yellow kind of kidcore theme. And then I didn't work on it for such a long time that I kind of forgot what I wanted to do, or that I just wasn't really in that mindset anymore. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna delete it for now and work on like a different theme, which I then did. And I also finished that island. So it all worked out in the end. But I just could not stop thinking about this theme in particular. And so, yeah, what can I say? Here we are. I've brought it back because I couldn't stop thinking about it. I couldn't stop feeling like there was this unfinished project in a way, and I just really dislike feeling like that. And so I told myself I wasn't gonna do that again. I wasn't gonna just restart another island without actually bringing it to kind of a sort of, I want to say sort of complete vibe. It doesn't have to be like 100%. That's why like I chose to do this mini island, and I chose to kind of just section like a part of this map off and be like, okay, this is not ever gonna get decorated, and that's okay. Yeah, I still find myself struggling though. I mean, you can see, or well, not see the progress really. I haven't really picked the switch up in so long. I actually didn't pick it up for such a long time that because I don't have my time set to or synced to the internet, because I always time travel for Animal Crossing, it had actually reset itself to like the 1st of January at like 1 a.m. I think it does, which is a bit funny. Yeah, that's how long this Switch was just like asleep. Okay, I'm wondering, because before, every time I did this like patchwork thing, I actually ended up just almost replacing every single tile with like something else. I did that here for the houses. I did that for like this little section that I showed you previously. And I also did that for the cafe. But I'm wondering if maybe I don't always do the same thing. Although it does kind of look nice because it is that sort of chaotic vibe that you sort of want for, or I guess like want for a kidcore. I don't really know. I'm not really a kidcore expert. I wish I was. Or maybe we just settle into one custom design. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. One custom design, like more heavily than any other. And then that's just going to be like, yeah, just like a bit themed for that specific pattern, you know? This was the box, right? This was the cardboard box. Like maybe this here is just like this checkered print. And then others will be like different prints. I want to see what that would look like. Let me put one more here. Gosh, I don't know. I mean, do I love it? No, definitely not. That sounded really disgusted too. It was like, oh no. But you know, if I've learned anything, it's that sometimes you gotta trust the process. You gotta keep going. You have to like fully implement it before you can really say if you like it or not. I have also learned that sometimes it still doesn't help though, and you still want to tear everything down. So I guess in the end, we'll see what the case was here. Okay. Like maybe something like this would already be enough, you know? And then I don't have to just replace everything all the time. I think I want to do one more of these tiles like here. Yeah. Okay. And then the question is, we're gonna bring in a couple of bikes. I do need to get the custom design. The question is kind of how do we close this off here? I was thinking about like a tree, but only like a small one. And also, how do we close it off here? I feel like this might even be the more awkward situation. And maybe do we add like another, maybe just one more line of the sidewalk tiles, which I'm probably partially going to replace again with something more colorful. Also, what am I going to do on top of this cliff here? I can't remove it because I want the tree there. Oh, dang it. But I also can't leave it like it is right now, right? Maybe just a flower would help. Okay, and then you, I think we're gonna do as the tiles. Keep a little bit of the balance of the colorful floor tiles. Look at these clouds. For some reason, weather in Animal Crossing has like a huge influence on my mood. I don't know why, because something you should know about me in real life is that whenever there's too much, well, actually, I think that one counts in Animal Crossing too, but whenever there's like just sunshine, like there's not a single cloud in the sky, that really annoys me because I feel like it makes everything look really flat and not pretty. But I guess when it's like super gloomy and cloudy and covered, I also don't love that, which then makes sense because both of those like are true in Animal Crossing too. Like this is too many clouds. I feel like this is kind of putting a damper on my mood personally. But then I also don't love it when there's just like blue sky because yeah, I don't know, because it just looks weird. It just looks like there's something missing. It makes everything look super flat and hazy and weird. So I guess both of those things is true. Okay, I'm not hating the fence here. I think we're still gonna have to do something to kind of, yeah, I don't know, cover the incline a bit. I don't think a tree would be quite enough right here. I think we're gonna go with the cedar. Second stage cedar, which I don't know where to mark. Maybe I'm just gonna remove this for a second so that I can put down my little custom design. Oh, actually, hold on. Speaking of trees, I need to get back into my my organization. I was gonna say organize, and then I was like, oh my god, no. Yeah, I guess I haven't really spoken like English in quite a bit of time. At least for such a long period of time either, because I haven't recorded anything in a bit, because I have been going through a general creativity crisis, I want to say. Creativity crisis, I feel like, is honestly a good description. I worked on my film studio island. Ooh, yeah, so I was gonna say I have a couple of trees, but it looks like I don't really have, it doesn't look too organized now, does it? Okay, this is what I'm looking for though, so I am gonna just grab this one. And then I do have some shrubs here, which is good to know. And I also have some farmy bits, which is good to know as well. Okay. But yeah, so I worked on my Film Studio Island last, I think, and I finished that one, which I really love. I think that one might be one of my, if not like my most favorite island I've ever created. And then afterwards, I had all these plans to kind of, you know, dive into the next project. And then I straight up just, I didn't. Like, I feel like I don't even have an excuse. Not that I necessarily need one, because sometimes it's just how it goes, especially with creative things. But I just like stopped playing Animal Crossing for a little bit. And I always kind of still keep thinking about like new themes to do or like what I could be building on my islands that I do have. But then the actual process of like sitting down and decorating sometimes feels too tedious. Does anyone else feel that sometimes? I think, you know, I might have ADHD. I don't have like a diagnosis or anything, but I'm pretty sure almost that I do have it. And I think this is one of those symptoms, is that sometimes the planning and the thinking about specific projects is like already giving you all the dopamine that you need, and then you actually don't need to or feel like you need to sit down and actually do it because your brain already thinks it did it, you know? Okay, so this is like a bike rental design. Now, I'm not really sure how we're gonna build this in because this is actually two separate pieces. That like in the preview picture, they've done like simple panels and built them into, oh my God, that's so cute. What? A kindergarten? Okay, that's adorable. But this is basically what I want, the bike rent. And I think this one we could do too. I want to be careful not to use too much pink. A lot of times mint is combined with pink, which I understand because it works well together, but I do want to be careful not to use it too much. But so yeah, they've done simple panels and they've built it into like a building. But then I'm not gonna do that, I don't think. So I don't know. We're either gonna have to go with simple panels and put something like in front so it's still kind of halfway covered and it just isn't like a repetition of the same. Or we're gonna have to figure out something else. Let's see. So I have used kind of simple panels like this before. And then here I obviously do have like a singular space for a custom design. Does this bed here also look good with simple panels? I'm wondering. I'm pretty sure I've done that before, right? Oh yeah, right here. Yeah, I think that also works. So what we could do is we could move the bed over to where the, oh my God, see, that's what happens when you don't play for a while. I forget all the item names. Retro transportation stop. So I could move the bed over here, but then instead of the curtain partition, I remember that one, we're gonna do simple panels and we're gonna do maybe something even in front of it. So it just covers like the lower part of the custom design, and then we can easily have like the bike rent kind of shown on there. Yeah, let me maybe try that. Okay, also, I think we should probably bring this here over to the other side. It feels more intuitive, I think, to run towards the left instead of always going across the plaza, I think. So let me just plop this right there. So I'm specifically gonna need my workbench, and then we can definitely put the pipe right there. And then I am gonna need 2 simple panels, preferably with like the white frame. Although it looks like I can also order, because I did have the built out Nook's Cranny. And then I'm gonna need something to kind of put halfway in front, which I actually don't know what to use for that. I know that the counter table might work. We definitely want something that kind of covers the lower part completely. Have I done something similar for the cafe? Oh yeah, I do think that's the counter table. It's just the white version and not like the wooden one that I have here. Okay. So we're gonna get started, first of all, by just customizing my simple panels. That's gonna be the most important. There we go. And then this area is already laggy because probably the backdrop, right? All those like little building pieces that I have just behind the plaza. Okay, so bike rent. There we go, number 1. And then number 2. This one with the rent though. There we go. And then the rental custom design could actually go onto this here, the retro transportation stop. Although I'm worrying that I might put something behind it so that we can drag it a bit forward, I think. That might make sense. Because otherwise we're going to have this like with stacked with items and the other is going to be like almost disappearing behind the tree. Or almost disappearing, I guess. So there's bike rent. Oh my god, there's so many bears going on. Yeah, okay, the pink is throwing it off a little bit. I'm wondering if at 4 it's actually going to start raining. Because I think every full hour, like, the weather can change. So it might, because the clouds are starting to look really gloomy. Okay, and then I guess the counter table could go there. Oh. With something on top. I see. Okay, other question. We just remove this, honestly. We're gonna need to have some more custom designs. Let me just do that real quick, just in case you see it. Then it's already taken care of at least. Right, and then you're just gonna be pushed against the cliff right there. With you here. And then the table goes just in front of it. So it doesn't stick out as much, maybe. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. And then I just thought about maybe putting the little rental sign thing, or, well, the rental custom design on like a wooden signpost. I don't know if I have any of those though, because maybe I did think about them not fitting, in which case we still have a couple of other sign options, or of course we just acquire it. We might just also get that one. I mean, this one here. I have a lot of stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I actually have way more stuff ready to use than I thought I would, which is nice. Which actually, speaking of, do I have any bikes? I definitely have, a kick scooter and a tricycle, which is nice. Are we renting clacker carts? We might, maybe. Oh yeah, all these robot arms, all these little grabby arms. Yeah, like this electric sign could also work, you know? We must have bikes. Oh, yeah, we do. I did scroll past them. Okay, so we have yellow mountain bikes and we have orange cruiser bikes. And I think we could also work with the white cruiser bike. Oh, let's see if there's rain once we exit out. And there's nice scooters as well, which I think is nice. I said nice twice, and that was a rhyme. There we go. Is there rain? I don't yet see rain. I'm predicting there will be, though, very soon. Okay, so first things first, the plain wooden shop sign. So I thought perhaps it could be like here, or like next to the tree, kind of covering that like black design on the transportation stop, but it could also be like this here. That works. Or we also could move this over here. Like that. And then I might go for the white counter table, I think. Okay, I'm so sorry, but sometimes also, okay, it's the weather affects my mood. Villagers also affect my mood, especially if I'm trying to be productive and they're blocking my path. You know, You know, or also I just thought about this when I had the Nook Mile achievement sort of thing. Sometimes also when I'm trying to be productive and I'm trying to do things and then the achievements keep popping up, I can also get a little bit annoyed because I'm like, okay, can you just let me work for like 5 minutes without like a little pop-up? Okay, check out counter. No. What is it called? Counter table, right? Counter table. There we go. Yeah, let me order some in white. I'm gonna go with 2 for now because I think we're gonna order more stuff and it might be nice to leave a little bit of room. All right, so. But yeah, so bike rent with this. And then we still have the other design in case we want it. Standing electric sign, which could still be like over here. And then maybe that's the scooter sign. You know, maybe the scooters are like a bit more up to date. They've got like an electric sign and then because it's like a sort of pamphlet custom design, right? The like bike rental pamphlet sort of thing is like on a wooden post. I think that makes sense. See, that's the weird stuff that I think about when I'm trying to make things make more sense in my brain. Even though, does it make sense? No. But, you know, I try to make myself believe that it does, I suppose. Okay, and then maybe the scooters could just be like here. I really hope, by the way, considering this is a kidcore island, I really hope that they're gonna be considerate with like the vehicles, right? Because I'm a little bit scared they're not. I'm a little bit scared they don't really know what they're doing and that could be dangerous. And then maybe the bikes can go here and like in a couple of locations and in a couple of directions. I do this. Okay, I cannot push it closer. That's okay. That's okay, that's okay. We're definitely gonna need something here. So it just kind of looks like almost like a unified counter, I think. And then the scooter stuff kind of goes here, maybe a little bit further back. Yeah. Oh, no. And maybe it'd be nice to see the bikes from like a sideway view as well. Okay, so like this here. Maybe also back here. Oh no. Okay, there we go. And then can I see maybe the cruiser bike in the different direction? There we go, yes. And I think the white one. I want to still make it sort of walkable, I think, with from like the resin services, so that you can still kind of walk in between here. But also, you know, it doesn't feel like an official pathway, if that makes sense. Okay, so the white one here. Yeah, okay, I like this. Bike rental, yes, yes, yes. Doesn't feel kidcore enough just yet, but that's okay. I'm gonna customize the signs already so that we can hopefully envision those, or, you know, just see what they kind of feel like in the area. So the plain wooden shop sign will get the pamphlet. I'm gonna keep this wooden because the counter table I think is gonna be white. So I think it makes sense to kind of keep those different. One thought that I was having was that I might want to bring in like the kidcore vibe just by that's so cute. Just by bringing the little bears like everywhere and like maybe gyroids too. So it almost feels like apart from the villagers, those are also living on the island. Although sometimes then it feels a bit weird to have them like here, you know, because that's just them being like static almost. I'm like, maybe they wouldn't just be sitting there on the side. Okay, it feels a bit weird with the pink, maybe. But maybe it might be fine? Oh my god. This is like legit the color of the scooter that's standing there. And the background color is the scooter. Does that make sense? That's kind of nice. I don't know if I want to turn on or off. Okay, and I think we're gonna have to have something in a bit of a different direction. So maybe like pointing forward isn't the worst, like this. And then maybe this is a couple of different vehicles. Do I have like a skateboard too? Ah, that'd be nice if I was able to push that like a bit closer. Maybe the tricycle can go there. And then I think we're gonna need some type of fence maybe. I do have the park fencing, which is kind of the nice mint and orange one. Like maybe just to get a random bit of sectioning and then have the area feel like a tad bit fuller, you know? So what if we do like just some sectioning here? I don't know if you can still walk then. Yeah. Kind of like this, and then we could put a couple more vehicles like up against this park fencing. Maybe like this, and then I'm gonna check for a couple of different things. Let's see. I think the skateboards are with the miscellaneous items. Yes. Skateboards. And then let me get another orange bike and another white bike. Maybe another scooter as well. And then maybe a rocking horse. And the electric kick scooter I haven't used yet. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh. That's the annoying part when you're doing like a city core type of thing with like patterns on the floor. You're gonna keep wiping them away, which is kind of annoying. Okay. I'm gonna remove that weed and then stunt the tree behind it because I don't like having it next to it. There we go. And then I think I'm gonna want some more fencing. I'm almost like, I think this is because I don't... See, when I love an island theme, I always kind of don't want it to end almost. I feel like in this case right now, I'm honestly kind of close-ish to having this like unbothered approach, which can be a very good, but also like a very bad thing. Because I'm just kind of like, whatever, it doesn't matter. You know, which is true. It is very true. At the end of the day, this is just an Animal Crossing island. It's really not that deep. It's really not that serious. But also it kind of defeats the purpose a little bit. You know, it sometimes does make me go like, oh, you know what? Maybe this isn't the island then. Okay, I think we're gonna do maybe another tree here. And then bring back the fence piece just on this side. There we go. So then we're gonna have like a little bit of coverage for just this section, and we might not have to work in like that many items there. And then I wanted to see, so I grabbed this like really random thing, which I even forgot the name, game show stand. I thought about putting that here. This is the moments where like kidcore just feels almost like too free to me, because like it feels a little bit like with kidcore there are not necessarily any rules, but sometimes I might need them. You know what I mean? And I don't know if like I'm achieving what I wanted to achieve with today's kind of decorating / recording session, because I wanted to get myself back into the zone and back into working on this and feeling inspired. I kind of feel like it's maybe sort of doing the opposite, where like more and more I feel like maybe this just isn't it. That's bad. It's not what I wanted to happen. But alas, here we are. Okay, I do not want to give up yet though. I feel like I haven't done enough. Like I haven't tried enough in order for me to warrant giving up. You know what I mean? So we're gonna keep going. But maybe we're also gonna stop trying to kind of reinvent the wheel. Although I don't think I'm doing that. Or I don't think I'm even trying to do that, honestly. But maybe I'm still kind of trying too many things that feel out of my comfort zone for something that just doesn't feel like it's gonna be my next like big favorite theme, if that makes sense. Okay, I want to maybe just cover this up with like a caged cart, and then we could either do stacked bottle crates to really just get that as high as possible, or we do like a cardboard box, which I think might still be high enough. Let me see. A little orange cardboard box. There we go. And then maybe the stacked bottle crates go here instead. Although then they almost feel too high. Pile of cardboard boxes are also too high. Okay, we're gonna get like a regular cardboard box maybe. I think that might be better. There we go. And then like a toolbox or something similar on top, if something like that even looks good with the colors that are available. Or the bottle crate kind of can go on top as well. Just like that. And then here's the tricycle perhaps. No, I definitely like that over here. Okay, I still had that rocking horse that I thought about placing somewhere too. But maybe not as much in the center, and more like to the side where it could just be like a little bit of a funny thing. Like what about here maybe? Like this is just a bunch of random vehicles, you know? And then we're gonna do the skateboard right there. Cousteau definitely seems to like the rocking horse. That's good. That is definitely good. Okay, and then we can try to do another scooter like here. And then we've just got the issue of kind of, yeah, the center bit right there. Which, you know, I've got like I've got more bikes that I can place. I've got more like tricycles that I could place or kick scooters. But then maybe those feel a bit too repetitive. And I do think I should look for some like decorative pieces too. I think on like the counter table, we can maybe put some like papers or something like that. Yeah, or like stack magazines or like a book or document stack. Oh, and then these are the toolbox options that we've got too. I mean, that's also something we could do is we could place like a toolbox and a spray can or something like that, you know? As though they're like fixing something right there in the center. So what if I do, hold on, let's see. This is a lot of items too. Can I just say, this is a lot of items. Here's the toolbox in like an orange. What if there's just like, these are the moments when I kind of like kidcore because I can just kind of laugh and think about like these stupid little ideas. But so maybe there's this like bear just fixing up the skateboard or something, right? And then I still got a spray can, in which case you then have to squeeze, so that's not my favorite. Oh, you have to squeeze already, regardless. Okay. Right. And then just for the sake of the shape of these items, I'm just gonna try the magazine, and then what else did I bring? Document stack. I feel like it'd be nicer to have something a bit different here. Even if just like, I don't know, like a sandwich, you know, like a snack. And then I think like a pile of, no, what is it called? The scattered papers. I think those could also make sense. Or a little flower that's like, just like overseeing everything. That could work too. Or just like little wooden blocks or something. Or just like assembling the tools they're gonna use, you know? They're very professional. Or more paint cans. I want to see this sandwich, I think. And I want to see some, oh my gosh, scattered papers. Okay, last scattered papers. That is not good. I'm definitely gonna need more of those. I wonder if I have the recipe at least. I'm thinking no. Maybe just like some colorful some colorful little paper. Or just some like cardboard. Maybe just some cardboard. Let me see what that looks like. Okay, this is gonna be white too, which is definitely gonna change. It's gonna change the way that this looks a little bit. Yes. I like the sandwich though. And then I just wanted to put the scatter papers like here. Yeah. Then I'm hoping the tree will kind of help, and maybe we can just do like a random flower here. Yeah. Okay, and then we need a custom design for the magazines. Maybe the bike? Which is gonna be under the bike custom design, so it might be too much bike. But at least it's like on brand, right? Yeah, at least it's on brand. All right. Okay. I should maybe also look up. Ooh, I think yellow could work. I should maybe look up some like filler ideas for like legit when we're seeing. Oh, let me run there and show you instead of trying to explain it. So like this here, you know, like just an idea for little fillers so that they don't feel so like incomplete and out of place, because I kind of feel like they do just because they're so empty compared to everything else, but also so they're not like too over the top, you know? Like I don't want every square inch to be like incredibly decorated. Okay, for the sake of this style right here, let me just put the tiles. There we go. And then this feels almost empty. This is kind of like it's kind of like getting tattoos. Once you get started and once you place things down, you will really start noticing like the gaps, if that makes sense. And then, you know, one by one, you'll just start like covering everything. It's just how it goes almost. Okay, question, if this was a flower. I like it. I like it. You know what I'm gonna do though? I'm gonna do the same thing I did for the little section in the back that I showed you before. And whenever I plant something, I'm actually gonna put down a little sand path so that it looks a bit more like the checkered design, you know? Kind of fits the checkered print a little bit better. Okay, there we go. And there goes the white tulip. Should both of these be tulips? I don't know. But maybe. Maybe specifically to, you know, keep it the same. And you know what? I'm just gonna call this done. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of an imperfect approach to this. This feels weird, doesn't it? I just said it and immediately I was like, actually, you know what? No. Okay, wait, I have a plan though. I have a plan. What if I just use the trick of all tricks, which is honestly just vertical board fence. And then I forgot the flower that I wanted to plant here. I'm seeing like an orange Cosmo. I don't know about you, but for some reason at that corner right there, I'm definitely seeing an orange Cosmo. I might also just take one of these here so that they can finally grow, because they don't on the beach, so they will never change. But here, it's just gonna be fine. Okay, so basically right here. And then I will make sure to put a little see-through custom design just... Do I have it? Yes, just a see-through custom design right in front so it doesn't spawn the same flower again. And then just for the sake of going into like a picture mode, I think maybe we need some vertical board fence, and I don't know if here is enough. And then just keep that going. Like that? Yeah, maybe. This is definitely more like caged in now. I don't know if it matches the vibe because other than that, I've always used this here, which I think is the park fencing, or the oh no, wait, this is the park fencing. Ah, is this the iron fencing then? I think. Oh my god, item names are just completely escaping my brain. Okay, but you know what? I'm actually gonna say this is fine. And we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep this moving. So that we actually end up somewhere today. And I'm gonna maybe grab a shrub and a flower here. I'm wondering if I should keep with the orange, or maybe we just do like 2 separate shrubs, or 2 different shrubs, I mean. We just do like this one for sure, and maybe a darker one. Also, a little disclaimer, I plan to time travel for the dream address so that it actually ends up being like all shrubs are going to end up being without any flowers. So if you see anything like this here, don't let that confuse you, because that's not going to be the final design, I guess. You know, maybe just like this. So it's like a bit more sectioned off. Yeah, I think I like this a lot better because you don't see the side of the incline that much. But it also doesn't add anything too confusing when you're looking at it from here. Okay. You know, it feels full, it feels decorated, I guess. The tree here is still gonna grow. I think that this is gonna be removed and replaced by a shrub as well. For now though, yeah, and I might have to just use like random, maybe also the iron fence just like alongside the path sometimes. I did that towards the end on Framework on my film studio island. I also had this one piece of fence, and I just used it on like the side of the road sometimes. Here, so far, I've only used it for like bridges. Or maybe I used the park fencing instead this year. Just in order to make everything also feel like a tad bit fuller and a little bit more like decorated, like fully decorated, if that makes sense. Okay, definitely need some vines on some unfinished cliffs. Okay, and with that, we're gonna leave that behind. Actually, wait, the pipe comes with us though. We're gonna leave this area behind and we're gonna work on something new. I think maybe I'll use the park fencing alongside like the street. Sorry, okay, I said I was gonna leave it behind and we're back already. So I guess kind of the areas that I'm worried about, or like that I'm thinking about, is kind of something like this here, you know? Like around the edges, although that doesn't look great either, does it? Yeah, I don't love how it turns the park fencing when you combine it like this. How it turns it into like that circle thing. I don't think I love that. I like this a lot more. And it's very, very, very thin. Yeah, but kind of Yeah, kind of like a fence there, you know? Something to tie the areas that we're working on, or that, you know, are like alongside the road, to tie those in with the rest. I might try the iron fence. Not sure if that would look, if that would make like the bridges look a bit awkward, although I can imagine they would still look fine if, for example, we keep these as like 3 colors, and then this is always just like the mint color. I cannot help but try it. Hold on, give me a second. I only have 3 pieces left. That is not so good. Can I customize fencing though? I think maybe I can. And then I'll color the blue one because I don't think I'll use the blue one. And I wanted to see if I have the scattered papers custom design recipe. Nope, I do not. Okay, that's very good. I cannot, oh my god. I always hate this. When I return to an island after like a long time, and I have like no fences that can be customized. When I return to an island after a long time and I just realize that I literally can't do anything. Yeah. It is not my favorite. Oh wait, wrong way around, hold on. So kind of like this, I guess. I think it looks better if it goes like actually around the corner. So it doesn't just end up here, but so it ends up, hold on. Actually ends up like here. I think then it might look better. Which, you know, we might have to adjust some fencing. Okay. Right, I'll keep it in mind. I'll keep it in mind and I will, I guess, try and acquire that custom fencing in a flash ability. And then I'm gonna come back to the fences. Speaking of course, I'm gonna check right away if there are any fence recipes today. No. No, but the rope fence we don't seem to have just yet, so I will be purchasing that at least. And I think the other one I did have, the bamboo one. Yes, okay. This one I do already have, so I'm not gonna get it. All right. Okay, and then let me learn the rope fence recipe. Okay, it actually is starting to clear up again, but we're nearing golden hour, which I don't like. I know this is a very unpopular opinion, but golden hour in Animal Crossing just kind of, again, it's one of those weather conditions that just don't evoke the best feelings in me, because I always feel like it makes everything just sort of look the same. And I severely dislike that, I guess. Okay, I just had an idea. What if we put a little bit of fence and we actually do like a bit of a workstation here? Like, I don't know if maybe with the tree there, the spacing is gonna be awkward. But I just thought about like just having a little workstation. Maybe just the workbench with like an item. Actually, wait, the tree can move. No, the tree can't move backwards. Never mind, because there is a curtain partition. Okay, well, Maybe just the one fence then. Here. And that's where it is. I don't know if the color makes sense. I don't know what other colors this comes in. This would be like a cute random idea. Ooh, wait, look, it does come in yellow. That's nice. Well, then maybe the yellow fencing is weird though. But the other options are green or blue. I don't know if this one looks good. Or maybe this is just a bit of a yellow area, you know? And then in true kidcore fashion, we could add another little bear as though it's like working on it. So it's not actually going to be an accessible area, I suppose. Although I don't think anyone except for me needs to actually craft in like a dream. So I think this is fine. Okay, definitely a smaller stool. Maybe like that. And then we could even have like some dropped items or something just kind of scattered just like throughout here. I wonder what type of custom designs I have. If there's anything here that could also work. I mean, I've got a puddle, which could always work. Maybe like a puddle code. I could just do a little piece of clay. And then maybe some more paint splatters. And maybe we can also do the banana peel. Or like a bag, you know, a little plastic bag. And then I think some fence here wouldn't hurt either. Fencing is gonna just be my best friend. I love how Lily was investigating the bear and Mint just found a new friend, I'm pretty sure, honestly. Kind of looks like that, doesn't it? Okay, so my thought was, ooh, would a recipe look good too? Or some customization kits? Or clay? Honestly, there's too many options now. Wait, I got stone instead of clay. Hold on. Okay, so customization kit could go here. Mint has fallen asleep, by the way. Sorry, stitches. And then some shrubs here. Maybe a little chopped down tree stump right there. Oh, good morning, Mint. So I'm just kind of picturing it as the sort of, you know, the bear was working on something, and as they were crafting, they just like threw all these things behind them, kind of. That's like the picture I've got in my head right now. Maybe like this. And then we're just gonna plant like a little weed. And maybe like a flower. And then some shrubs here. And then this tree gets chopped where they're currently standing. And those are the two sections next to resident services, I suppose. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is a little pocket clean, and then I will just take a break that you will not notice anything of, because for you it's just gonna continue. And then I think next up we'll work on the park, and then kind of just finalize the entire like entrance area. And we'll also jump a couple of hours backwards again. So I will see you in just a second. Okay, I think I may have some explaining to do because the few seconds that it was for you, it was actually a few weeks for me. Let me explain to you what happened. So after I took my promised break after that first recording session, I at first thought that my entire, I guess, endeavor of wanting to be inspired again for this game kind of failed because it felt as though I wasn't really getting back into the groove of things. But then it turns out I think I was actually successful after all. I'm just gonna empty my pockets as I talk to you about this because it seems I've left a mess from last time. But it seems I was actually quite successful because after I stopped recording, I picked up my Switch again over those next couple of days, and I actually decorated more areas. I'm just going to quickly show you. So this is what we did in the first session. This is still very fresh in your mind, I'm thinking. So the scooter and bike parking situation next to my resident services. Then I actually did do that overgrown farm that I talked about, and you can also see I furthermore worked on the backdrop for my cafe. So yeah, I don't know. I talked about it in the long play, and then I just kind of wanted to try and do and kind of bring that idea to life, sort of. So yeah, there's like a bit of sand, and then I always tried to group a couple of crops together, but then made some weeds grow in between, and then of course I placed some plushies because that is very much a must on this island. And then the cafe doesn't quite look as flat anymore now because I've added vertical board fence to the back, and then also just grew a bunch of trees. Although in this view, it almost looks a bit weird that it's a bit lower on the left and not quite as low on the right. So perhaps maybe one of those trees here on the right has to be a bit smaller. But, you know, we do have like a bit of dimension there. I didn't stop there though, because I also went ahead and I actually started working on my Nook's Cranny. Now this one isn't completed, but I did have this idea of like turning it into kind of a cardboard build and then just having like a bit of overgrown grass here to the side. So yeah, I've kind of put down the basics. It's needing a little bit more love though, but I'll definitely get there. And then, oh yeah, Nibbles now lives on this island. Nibbles has finally joined the sorbet cast of quirky little cuties. Now I haven't really given her house a makeover, but honestly, I think we might even leave it like this. And then I felt inspired to do something else on top of the overgrown farm. Hello, Tad. Tad, it seems to be, oh, I was gonna say Tad seems to be deep in thought, but no thoughts, head empty, happiness. And then I actually decorated the outside of my house with kind of the initial thing that inspired this island, apart from the road, like the path code, which is like a plushy factory. So I have like a backdrop of these shells all around. We now have some fence going on over here. I seem to have forgotten to stunt a tree, which I think is not the only one I forgot to stunt. I'll get to what happened in a second. But we now have some fencing here, so you can't go to the left. I've successfully sort of cut this part off, and then over here is like the packaging station, but also maybe fixing some of the bears. Now, hello Tad again. Now, maybe this is a little bit weird if you consider that there's like bears all around the island, essentially, kind of, you know, in the cafe and in the gardens, and then there's like a factory. But I've decided to just go with it. It's fine because, you know, I wanted to build that area, so I did, and I like it. So whatever, you know. And then the other thing that I actually got started on was this little side, or I don't know, is it like a backyard, side yard? And yeah, but as you can see, I did forget to stun some trees, and I think that was probably it. But so yeah, I was quite inspired. I definitely did continue decorating. I placed a bunch of stuff down. The island now is laggy. I think it was when we started today, but in today's video, I mean. But the island now is definitely laggy. I see a bunch of duplicated flowers. Oh my god, this is really kind of starting to annoy me a lot. So I'm gonna have to go and fix up the neighborhood like really soon. I don't think I want to do that today because this was already part of the last bit. Oh my, if you even have like a blue flower that spawned, two blue flowers that spawned without me even wanting them. Okay, interesting. I will fix that up. I think I might even do this like today, just, you know, digging up a whole bunch of flowers, a bunch of unwanted flowers. They'll probably be used in other areas, but just for this one, you know? But yeah, so I got very inspired. I decorated a bunch, and then I don't know what happened after because I basically closed the game and then didn't open it for like 2 weeks. Oh my god, look at Nibbles. I'm so happy she's finally here. And since I stopped playing on Sorbet, I literally started a new island. I don't want to get into it, but I've been having a ton of fun. But then I remembered this video, and at first I thought I'm going to scrap it and I'm not going to upload it. And the footage today is just going to be for, it's just, you know, it was just to get back in the groove for a bit. But then I was like, no, you know what? It's fine. And it sort of worked. Like my initial plan of like, oh, you know, maybe just like sitting down and trying will kind of do something. And so I was like, I'm gonna go back in I'm gonna check out whatever else I want to do today, and we're gonna upload this. Like, you know, Animal Crossing isn't a perfect process, and I don't want to pretend that it is. So there we go. I believe just before I kind of said goodbye and went into my break, I did say we were going to work on the park, and I like that. I think I still want to do that. I think for this one, I'm a little bit torn on like how many things I want to add, because truth be told, when I'm looking at it now, it doesn't even seem like it's such an empty area. So maybe it shouldn't even have too many things. And then, and I said this now, and every time I say this, I usually do end up just cluttering everything again. So watch me do that, I guess. But wow, I have so many items. But maybe my goal, my starting point should be, let's not do too much. I know that I have, yeah, there we go. This elephant slide, I think this would do really well next to the tire toys. Okay, there's actually a bunch of park stuff. I don't think we have room for all of this. There's a playground gym, which is quite a big item. Springy ride-on could work. I think these should be placed in a pair of twos. Tricycle. Oh, the clacker cart could be cute. Now, since I also started the Nook's Cranny build now, a lot of this stuff actually could work well for Nook's Cranny, I think, just in terms of like, it's just like an item dump almost, you know? I'm seeing like capsule toy machines. I think clacker carts would be awesome. Tulip surprise boxes, just all these toys, you know? I just gotta literally grab things for like, especially the, like all the rest of the island. I just gotta grab things and put them places. It really is probably not that serious, and I don't have to overthink it, and I'm trying to, but I feel like for kidcore maybe the takeaway is to try and just do. But that's hard. That is hard regardless. Okay, lots of boxes. I don't think so. Actually, like a leaf pile would be cute. They don't stand around on your island and play with it, right? That's just like a DLC thing, I believe. But you know, it's still cute if you run across and there's like a few leaves flying up or stuff. Like in real life, it is fall right now, and I took like a long walk yesterday, which I don't do often, admittedly. And there were also like leaves just covering everything, and it was so fun to just like walk around and kick them. Yeah, so I feel like that needs to be a thing on this island. Okay, and then I feel like maybe that's already it. Again, the area is quite small. I perhaps should also include some bears, just because I've been doing that this entire time, and I feel like maybe I should keep that going. I think, you know, if it was a bigger park, I might also include like a bench or something to sit down on. But it is quite a small one, and we do, I mean, technically the tire toys are something to sit down, so maybe we kind of leave it at that. I might grab like two, oh yeah, maybe if something like grabs my attention, but I might just grab a couple of the bears. I'm thinking like maybe 2 or 3, not more than that. Maybe let's grab 2 for now. And then this is quite dark, so I don't think I want to get the ring toss. Is there anything? Oh, a skateboard. I said that really weirdly. But a skateboard maybe. And then maybe that's it. And then I think one of my current, so I always like to try and like spread things around sort of evenly. I've kind of gotten away a little bit from like the No Tile Left Behind, although, oh my God, the double flowers. Although I think, again, kidcore is kind of nice for that if I wanted to maybe go and do that. But so I oftentimes include like planted things. And by planted things, I mean like flowers and weeds and shrubs. And I'm thinking about whether I should do that here, or maybe if we don't actually have anything planted in the park. But then, yeah, maybe some custom designs, because like it looks a little bit empty right now, you know? I also have a band-aid on my thumb, which makes using the joysticks really awkward, by the way. But I have like a, what is it called? Like a hangnail, and it really hurts every time like I brush up against it. So I kind of don't want to take it off. Okay, that slide, first of all, the coloring is chef's kiss. Okay, this is a bit, I feel like I want to place it the other way around, but then does it look too much like the car? Like, does it seem like it's in the same direction as the car? And also, how do I get it into that position? Because I think I need to place it from this side, right? Yes. Okay, I think we're good. We push it back. Okay, and then maybe this is already it. You know what I mean with the car? I feel like maybe I'm the only one seeing that though. I would definitely want to see the side profile of the elephant though. Okay, one more try with this way around. Because I think before it was pushed back a little. What if I push it forward like this? So it more covers. Oh, you know what? I think I like that more. So it covers the gap between the tree and the fence, right? I always try to cover those moments up when it just feels like there's a little bit too much gapping. I think this gap here is fine because from this direction, the orange tree kind of covers it up. Do I have a slingshot? Since I started my new island, I've gone back into the habit of actually popping balloons because I've been trying to get like DIYs and items. And now I once again, and this is nice, but I once again have the urge to be like, balloon, okay, slingshot, let's go. And I've popped like 3 or 4 balloons into water, like a ridiculous amount kind of for how long I've been playing on that island. Yeah, we don't talk about it. Now, if only these presents came not with a, oh, underwater flooring, okay. Not with like a red bow, but like a yellow. I could just kind of let them fall down and keep them there. But I think the red is a bit much. Okay. Right. I do think like a lot of these things are gonna be too big. I mean, the playground gym, where would I even put that? You know, I think that's gonna be too much. I think I like the tire toys in kind of their composition. I also feel like even the springy ride-ons, like everything would just be too much almost. Something here would be nice, again, to kind of cover a bit of the gap, but I just feel like a singular springy ride-on would be very awkward. Oh my god, don't tell me. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. He like started running up to it and then I took it away and then he felt like awkward about it, I think, and so he pretended like nothing happened. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Okay. A tricycle. I think we're gonna need something like here too, next to the tree, or like a tile back so it doesn't look as flat from this perspective. That actually could be a nice moment for a flower. Since I've got an orange tulip with me, I'm just gonna try that out right there. And then nah. It's too much. It's too much. I feel like, you know what might have happened is I think maybe I got too, like, used to it being, well, not empty, but like on the emptier side. And now everything I place just looks a little off. I think a leaf pile could work. I don't know if I want to do green because obviously the trees are green, or maybe if I want to actually go ahead and do like yellow. Because yellow, you know. Oh yeah, and then the bear toys. Now I think those we can still work in. This looks a bit awkward. I feel like I'm gonna go for green. And then I think we might go and maybe we bridge this gap here at like a shrub. I think that would be nice because then it looks a bit fuller from the front. And then I don't think this is anything planted because both the utility pole and the tire toy I like on a half tile, I think. So that would be a bit weird. And then I kind of want to see if one of the bears could look good on this. Oh, can you not? Oh, can you not place them on the tire toy? Oh, okay. I definitely thought that you could. Now that's a bit sad. I'm actually a little sad about that. Kind of like waiting to go up. It's like a bit hidden. I think no. I think no. Okay, in that case, I think what I might want to do, yeah, the skateboard we can still place, I think so. Since this isn't really leading anywhere, we can maybe just actually put it like here or something. Or that would be in the previous spot, like there. Even though it's not like a tall item, so it actually won't help cover the gap, but it's just gonna be like a bit of an extra thing. It could also be like here or in the center. And then maybe we can work with like custom designs, and we can work with like scattered papers, I think could work, right? Okay, what type of custom designs do I have that would make sense in like a playground? A spilled juice box and cookies. I think these are calling my name. Oh, I love the sound of the leaves. Yeah, all right. That's cute. And now let me just try to maybe plant like a weed here and there. Different type, please. I actually like that, I think. And then what if we can do, or can we do the tulip there? Oh, not the tulip. There's like literally one right in front. But I think a flower is good. We can try like a hyacinth that's a bit like lighter. Like an orange hyacinth might be nice. And then I think just in front of the tree there, honestly, I want to do another shrub. I want to do another shrub, I think. Yeah, we've got one like a little bit further to the front, which I think I did, so it kind of looks a bit fuller from this area. We could just have 2 shrubs though. Oop. Caged myself in. Like that. The leaf pile sounds make me very happy. Lily is eating some ice cream. That's adorable. I love when my villagers are happy, just enjoying their lives. You know, at least someone is. Oh no. Okay, can I maybe move this like here? Would that be nicer? I'm unsure. But maybe this needs to be like the teal colored ones. Nope. Nope. There we go. Okay, and then I'm gonna need to put up my pipe because I think I have all my shrubs in a different area, right? I think I did. Let's go. Yeah, so I feel like, you know, we're actually a couple of steps closer to I don't really want to say it, but to like a more finished island anyways. Which is kind of making, oh, is there a balloon that I missed? Yeah, there is. And there's a message bottle, but I feel like on this island I probably don't really need it. So I'm gonna ignore it. We're gonna walk past it. But yeah, so I feel a little bit better about this island now because I think I've definitely made a good step in the right direction. And I'm also, I don't know, I feel like I've been kind of like in this, oh, I'm gonna make it sound very dramatic, okay? I've been in this healing journey with Animal Crossing, which is completely the wrong word for it. But what I basically mean to say is that I've been trying to teach myself that after being so obsessed with the very, very, very cluttered approach, and don't get me wrong, this is still a very cluttered island. I'm not like oblivious, you know? But I feel like after I've just been obsessed with the like no tile left behind and I literally put something like everywhere, I feel like this is kind of a nice, or I'm kind of in this healing phase right now where I'm trying to kind of take it a bit slower, and I'm trying to teach myself that not everything needs to be absolutely 100% perfect. Sometimes you can just or like sometimes you can just put two shrubs behind each other and call it a day and it's fine, you know? Okay, I think I'm okay with this. We have a flower here, so I just want to make sure that we do not have this one spawning more. Do I have a see-through tile on this island? I do. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to stand here. I'm going to put them all around until it doesn't work anymore. Oop. Until it doesn't work anymore. There we go. And so now it should not be able to actually spawn more. And then I think, maybe some scattered papers, like just one. I hope I have I hope I have more because I think I was running low, but then I might have actually, yeah, I picked some up. Very good. So one pair of, it's not one pair, like one scattered papers item in the center. And then I think last time I took away the iron fencing after recording that was here just because it wasn't actually customized to be the right color. So now I'm just gonna go bring that back. Because I was planning on having some like mints. Okay, should I have nothing here or should I do this way around? Maybe like this way around is fine. And then I think this one definitely was wrong. And plus I don't think there would be anything here. So I'm gonna put also a transparent tile. I'm gonna do this much more like around the neighborhood. Just hoping this isn't Mint. Mint. Oh my god, your name is literally the island theme. Okay, we can't. No, I've decided that I'm gonna be moving away. Okay, Mint, I've decided that you will not be moving away. Like, look at how perfectly even her name tag like fits into the surrounding bit, you know? I believe it's time I moved on. One can keep up with the latest trends by staying in one spot. Honey, you cannot go. I'm literally like transforming the island. No, but I'm trying to give you new stuff to love. I shouldn't be surprised. How will the people of Sorbet ever get along without me? Say no more. I'll stay right where I am among those who know how to appreciate me most. See? There we go. You just need to sugarcoat it a little bit for her and she will be like, yes. Okay, this is good. I think we're gonna have maybe one more flower like here, or maybe like a shrub and then a flower kind of in front. Maybe that's better. Like a flower here, which I don't have the right one. And then something I've kind of started doing is just around these corners, because I never really know what to do. And just on the other side, I kind of literally just started putting down some cardboard boxes. And it's like a bit weird, admittedly, but I think that you sort of get used to it, I think. And then it's just, It's just kidcore, you know? It's just kidcore clutter, and I think that's good. I think that's good. Same thing here, honestly. I'm gonna do a bit more, and then maybe we can even use this later on to just kind of put down, like, literally a box. 2 boxes. I'm seeing 2 boxes in our future. Let me grab them. Now that I've had the idea, why don't we execute it? So I'm thinking we're gonna have maybe actually this one and this one. Yeah. See, Mint is happy. Mint is all back to not worrying anymore. She's happy, she's fine. Crisis averted. No, but now no one's gonna leave. This sounds really threatening. I'm just saying I found my lineup, you know? Like, we're just this is how I've planned it. Okay, this is a bit weird because you can see the gap. Maybe it would be better if one of the boxes is here. And then the other one is just gonna be like there. Do I have something I can just throw there? Like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Sure, someone parked their tricycle in front of the pumpkin box. I think in my definition of kidcore, that makes a ton of sense. Okay, I was working on the out of the way bear. That was kind of the vibe that was. It was like, move along. I have things to do. Yeah, I wanted to customize the scattered papers. I think I'm gonna put the little flower thingy on this one. I like that. And then we're gonna plop that in the middle of the park. And I'm gonna go grab, what flower do we want? Maybe like a cosmos? Let's do it like, oh, I kind of don't want to cover the snacks, I think. A bit further in. Okay, Cousteau is testing the tire toy. Meanwhile, I am uncertain about the scattered papers. Okay, I'm gonna let you, yeah, you go. No, continue. Cousteau, I need to, thank you. Perfect. He's so happy. Adorable. And then maybe the scattered papers here. Yeah, why not? Why not? And I think I'm gonna leave it like this. I don't know if this was much of an upgrade to previously, but I definitely did add some stuff to it. And I always feel like just a few weeds are nice, you know? Okay, and then I'm gonna go get some type of shrub. I haven't decided which one. Maybe a darker one. And I think, actually let me climb down because I need a flower. Maybe also a yellow one could be nice. I'm gonna grab both. I'm gonna get one of this or one of these. And I'm gonna deposit my tulips before I carry them around much longer. And then I'm just gonna run and get one of these here. Okay. I think that should be fine. I need to work more with the hedges. I really like them over here. I don't think I've used the hedges any further. And I know I was kind of thinking about like what fence to use along the side. But then I was also questioning whether, oh yeah, see, this is where I tried with the cardboard things around. And I actually kind of liked that. Do I have anything that I can put here? I'm just doing like the most random stuff. I don't though. This would be another perfect moment for like a box. Yeah, I was questioning whether I used too many trees. Was that the thought I was kind of trying to finish before and then got distracted? Okay, imagine there's no flower on there. Very important because I will be time traveling. So all the plumeria flowers, all the hydrangea flowers, the blue ones, they're not going to be there, you know? Okay, so there's the orange. And then here is the Cosmo. I think I'm gonna like this more because, yeah, if I imagine that there's no flowers on this, I think it's nicer because we've already got like the oranges and the orange tulip and then the oranges here. Balloon again. Oh, wait, my slingshot needs to go here. Do you guys also have like a very specific order for the color, not color wheel, for the tool wheel? Because I do. I feel like most people probably do. I also have a specific order for things in my pockets, but sometimes it does get messed up. My slingshot will always go here. And then on the wheel, it's always the shovel here and the slingshot here. And then I think it depends on how many other tools I have with me. Okay, I actually like this corner here though. That random pumpkin box. I think that's fun. We could even put something on top, but then I don't want to get this too high up. And then I think that this is fine too with the dropped tools and items and paper bag or plastic. I'm gonna say it's paper because these are at least, you know, at least paper bag and not plastic bag sort of sustainability kids, I think. So at least a little bit, you know? Okay, and then we've got this, we've got the rental bit. It's so laggy. Ugh. Okay, I don't know what to do. I think this is fine. But then I kind of want to actually extend this. So they just sit like a bit further in and also the codes go a bit further. Just so we can like finish up the entire like front path. Oh, Lily's looking at the little flower drawings. Biscuit is fishing in the top left. So cute. These kids are just living their best lives, honestly. Okay, so basically, we're just gonna do the very same thing again, but we're just gonna extend everything a tile lower, right? So there's gonna be like a middle piece. And then side, side, corner, and corner. There we go. Also, I do, oh wow, the blue shells. I do want to just, do you see this from the entrance? Like a little bit, right? Like a tiny little bit. So we're gonna actually just, we're gonna just plant the weed there. Actually, maybe one goes here. And then the other one kind of goes here. Perfect. And then I want to get a flower. I want to get a yellow flower. I'm gonna say maybe a hyacinth. There we go. And that's gonna go right here. And I'm also just gonna make sure that nothing else spawns there. And just put the transparent tile down. There we go. And then if I just move these cuties back to where I wanted them. So this is where they were prior, and then this is where I want them to go. Perfect. There we go. And number 2. There we go. And then I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna need a few more ideas of like things to put along the path as like fillers, because I've clearly, I mean, I use flowers, but I feel like this isn't enough, you know? Maybe I need to be more playful with like how I distribute them. And then I think maybe this is fine, right? This is probably like enough. Or is this weird now because you barely see that? Or am I doing the rumored overthinking that has never been done before by me, ever? Ever, ever. Okay. So this one shouldn't grow any further. I also think this is fine. Okay, so there, I've used a star. I mean, random toys probably make sense along the sides. Yeah. Okay, the neighborhood, this section, I'm gonna say everything from here onwards to the right. If that needs any fixing, I will do that some other time. And I will instead focus on like the left bit here. I need to grab some... Oh, we have a frog conversation. Oh my god, they're gonna... Have I been gone for too long? No, there we go. Okay. Sup, Lily? You've been working out? I've got some pointers if you want them, wee wee. Okay, what is Lily gonna say? Working out? Oh, a little, I guess, but nothing serious. It doesn't really interest me. Oh, what? But working out is so much fun. I bet you just haven't found the right workout yet. Oh, I love when people say this. I don't know, Cousteau. I've never been the athlete type. I'm not really sure where to start. I think you should start with the fundamentals and work out your core. A strong core will let you do almost anything, like lift a mountain or wrestle a whale. Just everyday things, you know? Plus, your abs will look awesome. Abs? So like sit-ups? Just lay down and lift my torso a bunch and I'll have a strong core and abs? There's lots of ways to work your core, actually. You can even just flex your stomach and get results. Oh, really? That's easy. I could even do that in the plaza while I'm reading. Careful doing that. Sometimes you can flex too hard and, fire off a little... a little glute toot. Oh, better out than in, right? Okay. I'm over this. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I forgot what I wanted. I think weeds, right? I think I wanted to grab a stack of weeds. And every time I scroll past this, I'm like, oh yeah, gyroids. And then I forget them again. Oh, beach ball also. This could have been a good thing for the park as well. And then a lot of like random toys, I feel like, don't necessarily come in like the perfect color, which brings us back to one of the fundamental issues of this theme. But you know, it's okay, I think. I might do a few like Nova lights or star clocks here and there. I think those are kind of cute. And then some like boxes here and there. Speaking of, let me immediately fix up that one spot that I wanted a box in. Like, let's try that one. I can also try a clacker cart. I think I still have that with me. Or like a tulip surprise box. Like on the side of the road, I mean. Okay, let's see. So the weed was supposed to be for here. And then I think maybe we can actually close off this beach entirely and just we don't have to worry about it anymore. That would be kind of nice. I should think about if I want to do that on the other beaches too. Because then I don't have to actually decorate them. Oh, Lily smelling the flowers. Cute. Right, so if you come in, it looks like I decorated the beach, right? I didn't, but no one needs to know that. I mean, if you wanted to go all the way down here, you would maybe see that the rest of the beach is lacking any sort of specifics, but it's fine. Hello, Flurry. She's so cute. Okay, so this is where I wanted the cardboard boxes. Right? Yeah. And then probably something here also. And then we're gonna need something right there, just in front of me. So I have like a plushie. Okay, I want to try the Nova Light. Tulip surprise box. I find this almost a little weird because the bear is like exactly in the same kind of grid system, line. I always say line, but I feel like line isn't the right word. And then I think the mint color almost looks too repetitive, you know? So maybe the Nova Light is more hidden. And then here we'll have, I don't know. Oh, is this 3x3? I thought maybe that would be a good space to squeeze in that like gym. But it is a bit of a stretch, I think. Okay, I like the clacker cart. Maybe not here. I like this one. I think we should have it more often. I also feel like, you know, there hasn't been a flower in a while. So this could just be a flower of some kind, and then maybe a little doggy. Almost like smelling the flower. So maybe we'll place it like this, and you only see the back side of it. You know, and then I'll get, what will I get? I have Cosmo here, and then actually, oh, Cosmo here, and actually nothing for quite a while. I want to actually try like a white tulip. A white flower might make sense. Yeah, and then for this one, you know, the problem is we cannot close this beach off for actually quite a while. Because, and then back here is kind of weird, right? Because this is gonna probably be open. Ah, I should have thought that through. No. Okay, maybe I can be crafty. Oh, Flurry's relaxing now. Maybe I can be crafty and I can do like a mixture of more vertical board fence and also the like shrubs. Maybe just like some shrubs. Okay, I've already got some candy over to the right-hand side, so that's a bit awkward. I know that this is enough room. Do not lie to me. Sure. Why not, you know? Okay. I want to grab this one real quick because I feel like I'm gonna need a bit more item variety. Okay. Also, I think I definitely haven't done, yeah, I definitely haven't put down any like vehicles over on this side. Oh my god, Biscuit sitting just on the side here with a Fanta. That, my heart. My heart. Too bad I can't see him from here, but that would make an adorable picture. Yeah, if you do like a canal build on your island, maybe don't like cover it with everything because, or like don't cover all the sides because your villagers will sit there and it is cute and you might not want to miss it, perhaps. Ooh, also, I know I like keep going all over the place again, but now that I actually have this fence with me, because I know I thought about this one last time, but then I never tried it out. But so maybe we do like a bit of, you know, a mixture. So it's like vertical board for the actual area. And then this is like the side of the road type of fence. You know what? I think that still works, right? And then I had my scatter papers here. And then this is my candy, and I need to get some trees. Okay, actually, can you move like a tiny bit further into the street, perhaps? Oh, that might be too much. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that is way too much. Okay. Let's try that again. We'll stand here. No. I want, like, a bit more. No, that's gonna be too much. Ah! Yeah, I think this is what I want. Yeah. Okay, wait. Okay, I'm not like 100% sold simply because, oh my god, another balloon? Because it looks a bit weird from this side. Again, because, you know, gaps like between where the vertical board fence and the, I don't know what this one is called, iron fencing, where they kind of meet in the center. It feels like there should be something there. An incense burner. Okay. But I can't put something there. It's almost like I would need to put... It's like I would need it to add a gap. Like this. And then put an item. Another item? Yeah. It's tough. It's tough out here in the kidcore lands. So probably not this one, but you know what I mean? I'm gonna steal the boxes because I had an idea for this. I'm gonna put my storage shed here. And I'm gonna put away the shelves for sure. Oh yeah, the playground gym, the springy ride-ons, the leaf pile, the incense burner. I'm gonna put that away, and then I'm gonna go grab some stacked bottle crates. There we go. And I'm probably gonna grab more of the small cardboard boxes that I already have with me right now. There we go. And then I don't know what else. Let's see. So one of the cardboard boxes will go here. Yeah, maybe like that. And the scattered papers could also go more like inside the area. And we do like one more piece of fence. And then the main street will be busier because there will be like cars as well. Maybe like that. Okay. And then here, I'm gonna do the stacked bottle crates instead. Like this, which can also have something on top, which is nice. And then this can be, I feel like a shrub probably. And then the other cardboard boxes go here. And then maybe this can be, let's drop like an orange. I have a Dreamy Bear toy with me, and I think the ball. Those are like the only things that could be. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, so I'm gonna need to have something else for on top of the boxes. I like the orange though. I think that's cute. Okay, let's put away the ball. And honestly, all the other stuff for a second here. And then... you know what? Nook ink cushion, which are actually going to go on my list to get more of. Because I think those can be used quite often. Candles underneath a tree, probably a terrible idea. We can also put some like books, something like stacked, or like a sewing project would look really nice, I think. Oh my god, but look, it was actually the incense burner that works with the theme. That's nice. I was wondering if it would be. Okay, also, you know what? I really want to put the peach surprise box somewhere. Because every time that's like on an island, I interact with it and I get like really giddy. I think I want to have that here too. Okay, I also feel like the bottle ship could be nice. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Did I use that on the canal somewhere, by the way? I feel like maybe I did. Oh wait, I used the cushion. Okay, did not use the bottle chip. I like this one a lot. This might be the winner. I also brought the sea globe. I also like that one. And I brought the sewing project, which actually now that I think about it, this might be too much yellow. Yeah, so this one's out. And I brought the Nook ink cushion, which I also like, but I feel like for this round, my personal winner is going to be the bottle chip. There we go. Yeah. Okay, and then, you know, this shouldn't actually grow anywhere because there's like stuff all around it. Do you need something? Maybe like a weed. A weed is okay. Okay, I already put down see-through custom design, so I'm guessing I'm gonna leave it like that. And then I'm just gonna, oh my god, Biscuit's staring at the butterfly. Oh, my heart. My heart melts. You know, with my new island, I once again tried that approach of autofilling because I was like, you know, I might discover like cuties that I've never had on an island before and I might fall in love with them, and just, yeah, that didn't end up happening. Every time I try to do that, every time I try to do the autofill, I might end up with like 1 or 2 cuties, but I usually also end up with some really cursed villagers that just make me like very impatient to get them off the island. So, you know, okay, I'm gonna get a second shrub just for in the corner in front of the vertical board fence. I'm guessing no one is gonna pay attention to that. I just saw it and I feel like a shrub is very easy fix, so I might as well, you know? Actually, no, wait, this is faster. Yeah, I think the fence is good though. I mean, this is quite open compared, I guess, but can this be, oh my god, can this be the clacker cart? I want to try that. And then the shrub that I thought is literally going to be, I think, a bit further back even? Here? No. Is this the earliest I can plant stuff? Is it? Blurry. You guys, I can't. They're so cute. Okay, hibiscus shrub there. Yeah, so it's barely noticeable, right? But if you walk past it, there's gonna be something there now. Okay. Let's see. Wooden storage shed. And then I'm gonna try to get my clacker card built in here. I think this is gonna be nice because maybe the duckies will be actually just visible past the tree, which is nice, you know? So this and then pushed in. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call this complete because why not? I feel like it looks a bit messy, but that's okay. Flurry. They want to kill me. Mint is happy. She wanted to move out like 10 minutes ago. Now she's like skipping all over the place, whistling. This must be a life, really. Okay, and I think I'm happy with this too. There's like a bunch of little saplings to stop the trees from growing, but I think that's fine. We've got some boxes here, which I'm happy with. We've got some stuff here, which I'm happy with. This pipe is not supposed to be here. Everything towards the right-hand side, I'm not going to worry about right now. And then, let's see, we have... I'm not going to get started on Nook's Cranny because I feel like this is going to require like a bunch more brain capacity. And then I'm not going to do anything back here because same thing. I'm wondering if we tackle a little bit of... Yeah, because like one of the trees here could be like a smaller one, you know? Like maybe this one even. Yep. That might be nice. And I'm not gonna do this here either. I'm wondering if we should tackle the cinema, because I think I also did talk about that. That might make sense. Do I, by the way, have anything that I ordered? No, not at all. It was just a Happy Home Academy message. I can live without those. Okay, I have a suspicion though that I wanted to get these popcorn thingies. Oh, this is a very fitting thing they're watching right now. I wanted to get these popcorn thingies, and my guess is that I don't have those. All right, well, you know, storage shed. Workbench. And then let's get rid of a couple of things. Actually, not the pipe though. There we go. And then let's go and check on the popcorn. I do have it. Okay, I do have it. Shall we do it then? I think so, right? We're gonna get some popcorn. 2 types. I'm probably, well, let's grab all 3. Whatever. And then I think some snacks could be good too. Just some crackers. Would they drink a carrot smoothie? I don't think so. I think this needs to probably be like snack galore almost. You know? And I know that I previously thought about like putting up a snack table on the side. I could still do that. I can put like a Zen bench for a bit of a lower setup, or I can do the simple table maybe. And then I think I thought about like putting up a ticket counter, but then also, do we really need to charge these kids to watch a movie? Like, I think people are being charged for enough nonsense in the world. Let's just say that, you know, if you're here, you might as well just hang out with everyone and enjoy a little movie, you know? I think this is good though for a little snack table. And then you guys definitely need some snacks like just with you. So I think, let me try and put them just like in between. It's gonna be like a bit awkward, I guess, because the popcorn, what is the tray? The tray thing is black, which might not be super fitting. But then I also believe that if we just put enough of them around, that it'll be okay. Because then it like balances each other out, right? Like this looks good, I think. And then I think I want to put maybe one more here. Maybe even sideways. We don't have that just yet, so that would be nice too. Right. And then I can bring in like one more stool or something here, and we can also put something on top of that. And then I guess this needs to be something that everyone can grab something from. So, I mean, it could be like a drink situation. Imagine I just put like a fruit bowl. Like, something healthy, you guys. Actually, I like the orange juice. Yeah, let me go and grab maybe 2 more. I want to grab maybe 2 more stools. Like maybe this one. Oh, I have none of the like teal Moroccan footrests left. That's good to know. Might just grab some. I don't think I can order the Nook ink cushion, right? Because otherwise I think I would have done that already. But the Moroccan footrest I know I can order. So I might as well. I have like quite a few of the yellow ones still. So I'm just gonna get like maybe like 3 for now. Perfect. And I apparently... Oh, I think I've had some miles here for a while. I'm sorry I didn't pick those up. Okay, there we go. All right, so I was thinking about one here. Ah, you don't see it, so it's probably fine to put the yellow one. Maybe my vision is kind of, it makes more sense to kind of put it here. No, it's almost like in between. I think the flag of that little item is making the spacing a bit awkward, isn't it? I'm assuming I cannot pull... Oh, I can! And I can push it backwards too. Okay, that might make more sense. Push it backwards and then one to the left. And then I guess like this would be adjusted too. Would that also move here? Okay. Last question. If I have this here, is it gonna be visible? Kind of. Kind of. I think 2 things I want to try. The first one is bringing the vertical board fence just all the way to the side. Oh, I see. I need to keep this open, otherwise you won't be able to to move. So vertical board fence, and then I think I want to try... I kind of don't want to plant like a coconut, so I'm thinking I want to try like a tree standee just behind, or something like the mush parasol maybe. But I want to try like the tree standee behind the vertical board fence. And then here's the vertical board. Okay. All right, and then you guys get some snacks, which need some customization, I think, but snacks. Snacks are very important. I might also just put some right there. Maybe not. Oh, you know what we can do though? We can do some spilled stuff. Either the bag with cookies or the little juice box. The juice box is nice. Okay. Do the snacks work if they're put here? No, because then you can't walk anymore. Okay, I see my problem. Okay, this could work. I think this could work. All right. So I got sidetracked again, but with things that also need to be done, so it's really okay. And then here's like the tree standee. That doesn't really go in the spot where I kind of want it to go. But then nothing will. If I'm honest, nothing really will, because like this all is not enough space. Now that is a bit annoying. Almost makes me want to carve out the cliff a bit further so that I can put like something there, but then I would have to carve it out like really far to actually make it cute. Or, of course, we do actually put a coconut tree. Like maybe literally here. That they grow like this close, right? I think they do. Maybe just in this one spot, that would be fine. That would be what I need. Do I have coconuts? I do. Okay, nice. All right, wait, we need one more like snack or something for on top of the Moroccan footrest. Oh, actually, and on top of the stool. We need like 2 things. We can have like infused water, but then would the kids really love that? I don't know, but it's tall, which is good. We could just have like cupcakes or something like this. And we can also maybe try some flowers for just the background thing. Okay, I think I want to try out infused water dispenser. Because that's kind of cute. Like item-wise, I think that's kind of cute with the little oranges and everything. The cupcakes would, I think, make more sense, but then they don't really show up. So I feel like I'm leaning towards the infused water dispenser. And then I think maybe back here, let me try the lilies. Very same with the vertical board fence, but that's okay. I might as well, if I put one coconut tree, I might as well put like a second one here, right? Yeah. Okay, and then this isn't my favorite thing, admittedly. I think we're gonna need some contrast of some kind. And then, honestly, this is gonna be most of the area. I think everything else needs to be just like some flowers, right? But then I think finding like a balance might be a little bit hard. And then I just want to try and put around some like random stuff. Okay, and then I think I want to try putting around some of these. And oh, anytime I do like a picnic, I've kind of been gravitating towards like stuff like this instead of having like tassels, which is a bit new. But I kind of like it. And it also leads to having to use like a bit less in terms of items, and also giving myself like a bit more space for the blankets, I think, which is kind of nice. Same thing here. I just said I used less items because of that, right? That was a bit of a lie, I guess. Yeah, maybe this is fine. Maybe this is fine. I do think I want to customize the snacks. Like the bags. I think I want those to be like cutesy mint colored flower bags, maybe. And now I, of course, don't know which ones they are. Okay, we have some snacks here. I think this was them. And then I was thinking just this one here. Maybe I can even do this one twice. Or maybe one of them needs to be orange. I guess we'll find out as we place them. That was not the one I had. That looks kind of like a spicy snack. I don't know if the kids would love that. Although maybe they would. Maybe they'd love it. Okay, there we go. Right. And then one of the snacks was here. Spilling over onto the right-hand side. Kind of like that. Maybe like this. Kind of like it a bit further on the blanket. And then the other snack was here. And then spilling towards the left. Okay. Right, we have the juice box over to this side. We have another balloon. Can we maybe have the bag of crisps here? Or is that weird because there's actual items? Oh, I worried that was gonna get in the water again. I think it's fine. I just actually might try it on the beach, although with the yellow, it might not come out the way I want. And then I think I'm gonna do be a happy pickle or carrot in the corner. I love them both, but why are they both leaning in the same direction? The pickle needs to look at something, but maybe we're gonna... maybe we can plant like a flower, and so the pickle just kind of looks at the flower. Maybe it's weird here. I'm gonna use the pickle somewhere else. I think this is probably busy enough. And I'm gonna work on like a couple of surrounding shrubs. Like we're gonna have shrub here, and then I think for the background. But I feel like for this video, I'm actually gonna call it a day here because I think this area, we've worked on it a bit more. And I think we've gotten it to like a good point, but since the backdrop of it isn't done either, it's still like not 100% finished. But we're not gonna get to all of that today, so I think we're gonna leave it here. I'm gonna work a bit on the surrounding fillers. I'm gonna fix up the neighborhood with the houses and all those flowers. And I also will try to maybe work on Nook's Cranny and then, you know, get like all that squared away. And then I feel like this island might be good to just do in like some long plays here and there. So we do have this space that I have absolutely no idea what to do with yet. And we do still have Nibble's little house. And then like this pond here with a bit of space in between, and the frog neighborhood. And then also a space between, I guess, the frog neighborhood and my house. And then a lot of other stuff is, again, just a couple of fillers, like just there next to the street. And then I think just down here, like this part, basically. And this lower part. And that's it. Like I'm not gonna do much more on this island, I think. But yeah, I mean, if you have any ideas for like those open areas, I'm always very happy to hear those in the comments. I do hope that you enjoyed today's video, just me trying to get back into the groove more or less successfully, I want to say. Also just a disclaimer, I have actually opened island tour submissions in the meantime because I want to try to do some long play island tours. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to submit your own island, I will try to remember to put that form in the description box below. I'd love to try like a little new format, so we'll see. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out today. I hope that maybe this sparked some inspiration or just kept you company. Make sure that you're subscribed so that you don't miss if a new long play goes up. And yeah, hopefully I will see you in that one. Bye everyone!